안녕하십니까? 오늘 소개하는 영상은 전직 미 공군에서 핵무기 감축량을 관리하고 무기들의 안전성을 점검하는 안전팀에서 퇴역한 로스 데릭슨 대령의 증언 내용이 되겠습니다. 이분은 1952년 7월 워싱턴 DC 상공에 출현한 9대 UFO 편대를 목격한 군인이기도 한데요. 그의 증언에 의하면 핵 저장시설과 핵 제조시설 지역 상공에 UFO가 자주 목격되고 있다는 보고를 접했다고 합니다. 그가 말하는 증언 내용 중에는 외계의 존재들이 우주공간으로 향하는 핵무기를 파괴했었던 놀라운 사건도 포함되어 있었다고 합니다. 그는 이런 일련의 사건들에 대해서 지구상의 핵무기가 외계의 존재들에 의해 결코 허용되지 않음을 입증하는 것이라고 말했습니다. 그럼 퇴역한 로스 데릭슨 대령의 증언 내용을 시청하시겠습니다.
This is July of 1952. And of course, during that period of time, I made a lot of contacts. I was a staff officer for the military liaison committee between the chairman of the AEC and the Secretary of Defense. And so I became acquainted with not only the Army, Navy, and Air Force, but civilian agencies, the CIA, the National Security Agency, and other contacts which I developed. During that period of time, one of my functions was to accompany a security team which visited all of the nuclear facilities to check on the security of weapons. And we were getting reports of visits by UFOs over the storage facilities and even some of the manufacturing facilities. Later, I was assigned to the San Diego Corporation as a military liaison, and I was involved in establishing a quality assurance program for the manufacture and the quality and the maintenance of the nuclear weapons. So we had to visit all of the manufacturing facilities, such as the Rocky Flats and the Pantex facility, which assembled the nuclear and non-nuclear components of the weapons. And so there again, we observed the UFOs were very much interested in the facilities that we were visiting. Almost cases where the UFOs became identified, at least on a radar or with reports, why they would try to scramble aircraft to intercept them. It was a very aggressive, you might say, response from our own government. Then I was assigned to the Unified Pacific Command under Admiral Felt during the 60s, and I was the officer in charge of the alternate command post involved in nuclear weapon operation planning. And during this period of time, I also learned of a number of incidents which happened. A couple of nuclear weapons sent into space were destroyed by the extraterrestrials. Our government sent a nuclear weapon for explosion on the moon's surface. It was tended to, as I understand it, to assess some scientific data and reaction and so forth. The idea of any explosion in space by any Earth government was not acceptable to the extraterrestrials, and that has been demonstrated over and over. And then further on, I finally retired from the Air Force and joined the Boeing Company, where I was assigned to the Minuteman program, where I was responsible for the configuration accounting of all the nuclear fleet of Minuteman 1, 2, and 3. And during that period of time, I also learned about incidents involving nuclear weapons. For example, they actually photographed the UFO following the missile as it climbed into space and shining a beam on it, which neutralized the missile. And this was recorded. It was all hushed up, and they split up the team that observed it, but of course eventually the news came out, and it was later published and confirmed it.
로스 데릭슨 대령의 증언에서 지적하듯이 UFO가 빈번하게 출현하는 곳은 핵무기 저장시설과 군사시설 상공입니다. 그들은 지구인의 무기 체계에 큰 관심을 보입니다. 이는 아마도 호전적인 지구인들의 핵무기 확보와 핵실험의 억제를 위한 일련의 묵시적인 압력을 행사하는 행위로 추측됩니다. 로스데릭센 대령의 증언이 시사하는 바는 군 당국이 UFO의 출현에 얼마나 신경을 곤두세우고 있고 예민하게 대처하고 있는지를 여실히 입증하고 있음을 알 수 있습니다. 또한 군에서는 UFO가 핵시설 관련 기지나 핵무기 저장시설 상공에 자주 출현하는 것에 대해 적대적인 것으로 간주하고 있다기보다는 자칫 핵무기 오작동 사고를 방지하려는 방어책의 일환으로 대처하고 있는 것으로 보여집니다. 오히려 UFO가 핵무기 시설에 자주 나타나고 있다는 점은 인류가 핵무기로 인해 스스로 자멸의 길로 접어드는 것을 우려해 자신들이 결코 적대적이지 않음을 보여주려는 의도적인 출현으로 판단됩니다. 만약 그들이 정말 우리에게 적의를 가지고 적대적인 공격적 행동을 개시하고자 한다면 우리가 공격하기도 전에 그들의 월등한 테크놀로지에 의해 이미 지구는 초토화되는 상황을 맞게 됨이 분명할 것이기 때문입니다.